Hey everyone, so this is the new Realme 13 Pro Plus that has just been launched for some 30,000 Indian rupees. Right now, this price segment is really crowded with some amazing devices like the OnePlus Nord 4, Realme's own GT60, Poco F6 and so on. But the problem is all of these phones have one big problem. Their cameras are not very reliable, they are just okay for the price. And this is where I believe the Realme 13 Pro Plus truly shines. I have been testing this phone for about a week now and I can tell you that this is easily the best camera phone under 30,000 rupees. It has the most versatile camera setup for the price, including a really good 50 megapixel Sony LTY600 3x Periscope lens. Previously on the Realme 12 Pro Plus, Realme had used an OmniVision sensor which was not that bad, but with the Sony lens, you can actually see the upgrade in the photos too. Just have a look at some of these portraits from the Realme 13 Pro Plus. They have such good subject focus and sharp details. I will admit that the skin tone is a little processed and a bit saturated, but the photos come out social media ready with some nice edge detection and background blur. I also posted the portraits from the Realme 13 Pro Plus on Twitter and the majority of the people had good things to say about it, so that is great. I even compared it with the more expensive Honor 200 and Realme competed quite well. This 3x Periscope lens is also capable of shooting nice macro shots, by the way. The details are good enough and the bokeh and focus are on point. You can also zoom up to 6x with decent details and sharpness and even up to 120x too, but the results from the latter are not very usable. Even its 50 megapixel Sony LTY701 main lens captures very nice details. The photos mostly have a warmer tint, but the punchy color reproduction and nice exposure management make the photos look really balanced. The phone also handles dynamic range well even during some difficult lighting conditions. The 8 megapixel ultra-wide-angle images are just average though. They lack the details and dynamic range could be a hit or a miss. Anyway, the nighttime images also look good and sharp from the Realme 13 Pro Plus and the selfies have nice colors and sharpness. And if you're wondering if the cheaper Realme 13 Pro also has good cameras, well, its primary LTY600 sensor does capture similar details, but the color reproduction is a bit overbearingly saturated on the Realme 13 Pro. Well, it's not bad per se, but I would rather have the Realme 13 Pro Plus with me, especially for that 3x telephoto lens which Realme has decided to ditch on the 13 Pro. Realme has also included a few AI features here like object removal and ultra clarity mode and all that, but at this point almost all mid-range phones have it, so I am not going to fuss too much about it. The only thing that I don't like about its cameras is the videography prowess, because even though you get a 4K video support from both the front and rear camera here, there is absolutely no stabilization in the footages, not even standard EIS. If you want stable videos, you will have to dial down the settings to 1080p, which results in quite subpar details. Okay, moving on, like the Realme 12 Pro series, the Realme 13 Pro and the 13 Pro Plus are also one of the good-looking phones under 30,000 rupees. You can get the phone in either vegan leather finish or this glass finish, all of which look really good. I have this new matte yet shimmery glass back variant which is an eye catcher, and apart from the looks, I also like that it has a very premium feel. It's also lightweight and remarkably easy to handle. Anyway, Realme has not mentioned about the kind of protection they have used on the back, so I am assuming there is none. The green color variant and the leather finish does come with an SGS certified back protection, and the company says it is drop resistant from a maximum height of 1.65 meters even on granite ground. So I guess I won't be able to test that. Likewise, you get a pretty basic IP65 dust and water splash resistance and the new Gorilla Glass 7 eye protection for the display, which is not as robust as the Gorilla Glass Victus protection you get these days on mid-range phones, but it should keep the screen safe from minor impacts and scratches. The core quality of this display is top notch though. Both the Realme 13 Pro and the Pro Plus come with really nice 6.7 inches OLED panels with 120Hz refresh rate, 10-bit color depth and 100% DCI-P3 color coverage. And as you can see here, the quality of these screens is really good. The bezels are trimmed down and hence the viewing experience is quite nice. Both these screens can go really bright too, with a maximum of auto brightness reaching 1200 nits, which is perfectly comfortable for outdoor use. You also get 2160Hz PWM dimming here, and it automatically switches to DC dimming at low brightness. But sadly, these displays here do not have HDR video playback support on OTT platforms, and surprisingly, not even on YouTube. And the stereo speakers here are pretty average. They're good for watching movies and shows, but they're not very loud and impactful, just enough to get through watching reels or a few videos. Interacting with the screen is great though because of the excellent vibration. Realme has taken a page from Oppo's books here and included their haptics technology. So while typing or interacting with the UI components or unlocking the fingerprint sensor, the vibration here is excellent. Okay, now let's talk about the performance, and this is the area where I am a bit disappointed. For some reason, Realme has gone with the same Snapdragon 7S Gen 2 chipset that we previously saw on the Realme 12 Pro Plus as well. And even though the normal day-to-day usage on this phone is fast enough, but if you look at all the competition, it is far behind, be it in benchmarks or gaming, everything. The max you can achieve here is about 60 FPS on PUBG and 30 FPS on Genshin Impact with average stability and nothing more. This result is actually good enough for something like the Realme 13 Pro, which we can get under 25,000 rupees, but on the Pro Plus, I think Realme should have gone with the Snapdragon 7 Gen 3 or explored options from MediaTek like the Dimensity 8300 at least. On the software side, things are pretty sorted here. The phone boots on Android 14 with Realme UI 5.1 on top, and the company has promised to provide 3 years of OS and 4 years of software updates, which is good enough. There are a lot of bloatware apps and pre-installed apps on this device, but I was able to disable or uninstall most of them, so not that big of an issue. Even on the battery side, things are pretty much good here. You get a 5200 mAh battery that lasted me for an entire day on a relatively busy schedule as well. In technical terms, I was getting somewhere around 7 hours of screen on time here, which is good for a normal user. And I have to tell you, Realme is pretty strict with the battery management. In the auto refresh rate mode, it dials down the refresh rate to 90 in most social media apps, and there is no option to force 120 Hz either. And the phone kills most of the background apps after some time to save battery too. Also, the idle overnight battery drain is just about 2%. So yeah, the battery life is not an issue on this device. Charging this phone is fast too, with the 80-watt charger that you can get in the box. You can charge this device from 0 to 100% in around 50 minutes. Alright, conclusion time. So with everything that I have discussed in this video, it's evident that the biggest letdown on the Realme 13 Pro Plus is its performance. If not the Snapdragon 7 Plus Gen 3, I definitely think Realme should have gone with slightly more powerful Snapdragon 7 Gen 3 or the Dimensity 8300 at least. But other than that, if you're someone whose performance needs are not very extensive and you don't play a lot of AAA games and you want a good looking phone, especially with reliable cameras, the Realme 13 Pro Plus is your best bet. Its 3x Periscope lens is just so good for taking portraits, macros, and just being creative in general, something you will not get at this very price point. So if cameras are your priority, the Realme 13 Pro Plus is a fantastic phone under 30,000 rupees. So everybody, that was all for my review of the Realme 13 Pro Plus. Do let me know in the comments below what are your thoughts about the device. And if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel as well. Saying this, I'm Pratima and thank you so much for watching.